Hi and welcome to Sparkle Tart.
Good morning, it's Kate and I thought I would give you a quick look at one of my new purchases. Now this one is something I have bought from a couple of different stores that had some sales on, and not being anywhere where I could see a Prima brush in person, I was a little unsure of the sizes. So I bought a range in the hopes that these would be what I was looking for. And of course the beautiful sparkly brush holder, because hello, Sparkle Tart. So let's start with this. Now it says it's for storing brushes, watercolor pens, pencils or more. I like the fact that it's got a different color inside than outside. I thought that was kind of cute, and it has a zipper, so if I'm taking it with me I won't have to worry about things falling out, which has happened to me. So let's open this baby up. I think it's Kate proof. Okay, so the brush holder is the only thing in the box, so that can go in the bin. Actually, for something that's obviously plastic, doesn't really have much of a smell, so that's great. There's barely anything there at all. Now, sometimes I mention smell in my clips because I'm actually quite sensitive, not to the point where I get headaches and things like some other people, but just sometimes the way things smell can really upset my nose, and which upsets me. And I don't really want to be surrounded by things in my craft room that makes me sneeze. So that's why I mention how things smell. This one, if you stick your nose right close to it, it has a very, very faint plastic smell. Seriously, I'd call this one sniff test safe. Now that's a really pretty insert here on the inside. And what I'm going to do is, for anyone else that's not familiar with brush sizes, I'm going to compare it to an average pencil and your average Prima watercolor brush. Now this is just one of the twin set, so between these two things I hope it'll give you a really good idea of what the actual brush size looks like. And I'll get in nice and close so you can see it too. So what I'm going to do is unpack each of my brushes and pop them in here. Now let me just leave these two things uncapped. So we've got a normal pencil and a normal Prima water brush. And the first one I'm going to unpack is the largest of the brushes that I've purchased, and it is the flat brush, and this is the number 14. I'm really liking the fact that it also has the number written on the brush head itself. Just take this plastic off, and when I compare this to that, you can see this is much, much larger. Now, unlike a few of my previous Prima brushes that I've been a little disappointed in, this one, it's had one whole hair come out when I give this a bit of a flick. So I'd say that that is really nicely made. Pretty happy with that. Let's pop that one in here. Oh, so I just noticed something about this. Not only does it have little brush pouches, some of them are doubles, so you can fit wider things in there. It's also got a little pouch at the back here, so you can slip something behind the brushes. Interesting. Now that fits in nice and snugly. No problems whatsoever. So this is not too tall for the Prima brush case, which I was kind of wondering about, to be honest, so that's good. So next, my next flat brush is the number 6, and again, give it a little flick test. You know it's not going to be a very good brush if after giving it a little test like this, you've got a rain of little hairs and fibers coming off. So again, nothing, fantastic. There are some brushes I've used where you just do this to it and half the brush falls apart, so not good at all. So again, this is about 3 times wider than your average medium-sized water brush. So yeah, that should be pretty useful. Now these two look fairly similar, but they're not. But we'll see how that goes. I suppose some brush sizes are quite similar. So this one is the number 10 round. And I kind of like the way they're all different coloured, so thank you for that, Prima. It's going to make finding things a bit easier. Again, it's got written on the brush itself. And when you take the protector off and give this a little flick, now that one's going to be really nice, I imagine, for watercolouring, because that looks nice and juicy and thick there. And when I put it against the water brush, you can see it's about twice the thickness. of your average water brush. Now the next one is the number 8. I've got to say, so far I'm pretty happy with these. Now there doesn't look to be a whole lot of difference between the 8 and the 10. So from what I can see here, the number 10 is a little bit longer, but they look quite similar in width or number of bristles. Quite nice and bouncy. So looking pretty good actually. Okay, so this one is the round number 4. And this is getting towards the finer detail end of things. You can see it's got a nice fine tip. Again, make it a little bit fluffy. Now this number 4, I would say, is actually finer than your average water brush. I'd say it's about half the thickness and should have a nice fine detail tip. So I'm pretty happy with this for fine detail work. Now I bought one more just to see. This was the smallest one I bought, and it's the number 2 round. And this one is a really fine detail tip. You can see it makes quite a beautiful point, and I can see myself using this to dab the whites in the eyes on my art journaling girls. It's that fine. So when you compare it to an average water brush or pencil, you can really see here that this is a much, much finer tip, and this was the number 2 round. So just in case you were wondering, that would be perfect for really fine details, sort of like outlining eyes or lips or adding a little touch of white to the eyes. Now I have not cleaned up at all here, and so from the 6 brushes that I've purchased, there are exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go 9.5 pieces of little hair that have come out of the brushes. Now, I've had more hair drop out of a single brush than I just had from all of those 6. So that's a really good sign that these Prima brushes are lovely and well made and shouldn't be shedding in my artwork. So I'm really happy right now, and I can't wait to get to use these beautiful Prima brushes, both in the flat and round. And I love the way that they've got all the little sizes printed on the front, so you can really easily see what you're picking out of your brush holder. So I can't wait to start using my little brush holder and my gorgeous Prima paintbrushes. Now, just in case you were wondering, no, I haven't received any of this for free. This is all just stuff that I've bought that I thought you guys might like to have a look at as well. So I would say I've got a pretty good selection here between the 14, the 6, the 10, the 8, the 4 and the 2 to do a wide range of different art projects, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these perform. I'll let you know. Keep an eye on my future videos. I'm sure you'll see these guys popping up in them. Have a fantastic day, and I hope you've enjoyed this quick clip from Sparkle Tart. If you've liked it, please subscribe. There's much more coming.